We are built to constantly compare ourselves to other people. We're always thinking of what the other person has and how we are in relation to them. Are we getting as much attention as that other person? It started off when we were children. Are we getting more attention than our siblings from our parents? So we're continually comparing ourselves in rank, in power, in status to the people around us. And this is deep force within us, and it's constant every day, every moment. You don't realize it, but you're going through that. We consider ourselves human. Obviously, we're human beings, but I don't buy that definition. I think that we're actually animals, that we have an animal nature, and that we have to become human. And we become human by overcoming some of these deep-rooted animal forces within us. These forces within us that we can't control, such as the fact that we can't control our own emotions, our own anger, our own frustration, or we feel envy, or we're caught up in the emotions of other people. I call those forces, primal forces, human nature, and I have 18 of them. And they can create sort of negative patterns of behavior, the dark side of what we see in the news, etc. And we all have them ingrained in us because with the way we evolved millions of years ago served a very definite purpose for our survival as a species. But the savannas of East Africa is not the offices in Silicon Valley or 21st century America. The world isn't the same. We are not built to adapt to this new technological environment we're in. We still have that lizard brain, those animal parts of our nature. So my book is designed to confront you with human nature so you can begin to overcome it. So for instance, law number 1 is about how we're basically irrational creatures. We think that we're rational, but really our emotions govern us. We feel something before we ever have an idea or think it. We have to become rational through this process that I lay out in my book. So I don't mean to say that we're negative, because humans are obviously incredible. Look at what we've created. It's outrageous if you think about who we were millions of years ago and where we are now. We're obviously capable of incredible achievements. We're also the most brilliant social animal on the planet. We're capable of cooperating and working on teams to a level that no other animal has ever reached. So there's obviously another side to the story. But to become greater, to become truly human, we have to overcome these forces that I lay out in the book. I think we're kind of aware of it, but we don't see it in the same light. So for instance, we are built to constantly compare ourselves to other people. We're always thinking of what the other person has and how we are in relation to them. Are we getting as much attention as that other person? It started off when we were children. Are we getting more attention than our siblings from our parents? So we're continually comparing ourselves in rank, in power, in status to the people around us. And this is deep force within us, and it's constant every day, every moment. You don't realize it, but you're going through that. And social media, it completely exacerbates this tendency in human nature. And it's the source of envy, which I have a whole chapter on in my book. So that's one force that I talk about, and I try and show the roots of that, in our evolution. Another is the contagiousness of emotions, which is extremely powerful. We tend to think of ourselves as autonomous human beings, that we're independent, that I feel affection or anger or frustration on my own. We don't realize how deeply we are affected by the emotions of the people in a group. This is the viral effects. Emotions are extremely contagious. And I explain in the book there was an evolutionary reason for that. Before the invention of language, we humans had to be able to communicate to one another through just picking up the moods of other people. And if there was a threat to our group or our tribe, the ability to feel fear and anger together bonded us and helped us survive. But that doesn't serve much function in the world today, where viral emotions can be very dangerous we see a lot of that on social media. So those are two forces, I could mention. There are several others. I'm really worried about people nowadays. So in Mastery, my worry was people no longer knew how to build things. no longer understood the process for becoming great and excelling at some craft or field. But now my worry is that people are so immersed in their smartphones and their technology that they don't understand people. They're not observing people. And this has been documented in studies that young people, for instance, levels of self-absorption and narcissism have been growing steadily since the 1970s. We are the preeminent social animal on the planet. Our survival depends on how we relate to other people, whether we understand them on some level. And I find a lot of people are increasingly in the world are really bad at observing just basic elements in human psychology. The position I'm in now, I'm a consultant to a lot of very powerful, famous people. I'm not going to mention any names. People fly me out to consult with CEOs, political people who are very powerful and even in other countries. And the number one problem I find that they have is an inability to understand the people they're dealing with. They hire the wrong partners. They hire the worst assistants who end up ruining their lives. These are people who are technically brilliant. They understand their field, they understand marketing, etc. But they don't understand basics about the people around them. And they make terrible hires, or they marry absolutely the wrong person for them in their lives. Their emotions or their personal relationship bring them down. So this is like our Achilles heel, and I think it's gotten worse in the world today. So my anger was that people are so focused on technology, but that we need to focus much more on human nature, on understanding people. That's the primary skill that you need in life.
There is a strange law that governs human attraction, and most people never realize it exists. Human beings desire what feels rare. They chase what seems difficult to obtain. They value what is limited, and they often overlook what is constantly available. Think about almost anything in life. A product becomes more desirable when there are only a few left. An opportunity becomes more exciting when not everyone can have it. Even places become more attractive when access is limited. Scarcity creates value. And this same principle quietly operates in human relationships. Many people spend their lives trying to gain attention by becoming more available. They answer every message immediately. They always say yes. They constantly check if people are thinking about them. They make themselves emotionally accessible to everyone. Then they wonder why they are not appreciated. The answer is simple. When something is always available, the mind slowly stops valuing it. This does not mean people are cruel. It is simply human psychology. The things that require effort often feel more valuable than the things that come easily. This is why constantly chasing people often decreases your attractiveness, because chasing communicates something without words. It says, I need your attention. It says, my happiness depends on your response. And neediness rarely creates attraction. Confidence does. There is something incredibly attractive about a person who is comfortable with themselves. Someone who does not desperately seek validation. Someone who has their own life, their own purpose, and their own direction. People notice this immediately because emotional independence is rare. Most people depend heavily on other people's opinions. They need approval to feel valuable. They need constant reassurance to feel secure. But when they meet someone who seems completely comfortable being alone, something happens inside them. Curiosity begins. Who is this person? Why do they seem so calm? Why are they not trying to impress anyone? Why do they seem complete without needing attention? Curiosity is powerful, and curiosity often becomes attraction. This is why ignoring people in the right way can make you more attractive. Not because you are playing games, not because you are punishing anyone, but because you are no longer making other people the center of your world. You are living your own life. And there is something deeply magnetic about a person who values their own time and energy. Think about the people who leave strong impressions on others. They are rarely the ones begging for attention. They are rarely the loudest people in the room. Instead, they possess a quiet sense of value. Their attention feels earned. Their time feels important. Their presence feels meaningful. Why? Because they are not giving it away desperately. Scarcity creates importance. Unfortunately, many people destroy their own value by becoming too available. They reveal everything about themselves immediately. They constantly seek connection. They chase every opportunity to be noticed. And by doing this, they remove all mystery. The human mind loves mystery. It is fascinated by what it cannot completely understand. When people can predict everything about you, they often stop thinking about you. But when there is a sense of mystery, the mind remains interested. It keeps asking questions. It keeps wondering, and wonder creates attraction. This does not mean becoming cold or distant. It means developing a life that does not revolve around gaining attention. It means understanding that your value does not come from how many people notice you. Your value comes from who you are, your purpose, your self-respect, your inner confidence. The moment you stop desperately trying to be seen, something interesting happens. People begin seeing you because the person who values their own time appears valuable. The person who does not chase attention appears confident. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a human being can possess. The paradox is beautiful. The more you chase people, the more they often pull away. The more comfortable you become with yourself, the more people become curious about you, because people are naturally drawn toward things that feel rare, valuable, and difficult to possess. And once you understand this principle of scarcity, you begin discovering another powerful truth. The person who needs less attention often holds far more power than the person who constantly seeks it. Once you understand that scarcity creates value, you begin noticing another truth that is even more powerful. The person who needs less attention often holds more power. This is one of the oldest laws of human behavior. In every relationship, in every friendship, and even in attraction, the person who is least dependent on validation usually has the strongest presence. Why? Because dependence creates weakness. The moment your happiness depends entirely on someone else's attention, you begin giving away your power. You start overthinking. You wait for messages. You seek reassurance. You worry about what people think of you. And without realizing it, your emotional state becomes controlled by others. People can sense this. Human beings are incredibly sensitive to emotional energy. They can feel when someone desperately needs approval. They can feel when someone is trying too hard to be liked. And strangely enough, this often makes that person less attractive, because desperation creates pressure. Neediness creates discomfort. No one wants to feel responsible for someone else's sense of worth. Now think about the opposite. Imagine someone who enjoys your company but does not depend on it. Someone who values relationships but is perfectly comfortable being alone. Someone who appreciates attention but does not need it to feel complete. There is something deeply attractive about such a person. Why? Because they radiate freedom, and freedom is powerful. A person who does not desperately seek validation appears confident. They appear calm, they appear secure. And security is magnetic. This is why people often become more attractive when they stop chasing attention. They stop forcing conversations. They stop trying to impress everyone. They stop begging to be noticed. And suddenly, people begin noticing them because confidence naturally attracts attention. The truth is that the less you need from others emotionally, the more relaxed and authentic you become. You speak differently, you carry yourself differently. You no longer fear rejection because your identity is not built on other people's approval.